I'm not even gonna lie. It feels like Caitlin Clark haven't played basketball in months, and it only been 2 weeks so far. This withdrawal is brutal. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, even with the NBA going on right now, I miss the FIVA action so much. But I made a promise to y'all, especially for those who's going through the C22 withdrawal just like I am. Listen, that, like, I'm not gonna lie. If I don't, I said that if I don't make any FIVA content throughout the week, I will drop a mandatory FIVA video every Friday and make our own little off-season chapter. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you.
Welcome to FIVA Fridays.
Let's go. Let's go, baby. Listen, man. First FIVA Friday full effect. Let's go, man. Listen, okay. Let's jump right into it, like what we're going to go over. I don't expect episode 1 to be perfect, okay? So bear with me as we progress each week. You know what I'm saying? We're going to improve each week. So a few things we're going to talk about today is the Golden State Valkyrie draft. I don't know how to say Valkyrie, however you say it, right? Which players should the FIVA protect from being drafted by the new 13th team in the WNBA in December? Another thing we're going to go over is the specific X factor for all the FIVA players next year. Like, all the traits that we're going to need going forward. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all get the point, right? What coach I think would be perfect to coach the FIVA next season? And that might get a little spicy. Okay. And we're going to talk about what more we should see from this year and in the next season. Let's move on, okay? Now, I want y'all to understand this. The WNBA, we got some breaking news. The WNBA announced that they are changing the playoff format. Yeah, I said it. I said it. Y'all know where we getting at right now. Cause y'all know everything we talk about comes into fruition. Listen, let me tell y'all something, okay? Y'all have some power on this channel. Let's just roll the clip. Roll the clip, please. How does a team get eliminated without a mandatory chance to play for their home crowd? Like, that didn't make no sense to me. It's senseless. The WNBA should be, like, it shouldn't be a best of 3. I would love at least a best of 5 series. I'm gonna be honest. This playoff format is terrible. You know why? It's like, even if it's a best of 3, the split should be 1-1 in each team's home, and if the game 3 is necessary, it should be at the highest seeded team's home. Yep. For example, the Connecticut Sun could have played game 1 because they got the highest seed. We take game 2 to Gamebridge Fieldhouse and split it probably there, and if there's a game 3, we go back to Connecticut Sun. But playing both games in the Sun, like, we didn't even get a chance to, like, that's not fair. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I know he's the lowest seed, but even in the NBA, the lowest seed still gets back to go home and play twice. I'm not even asking for them to play twice. I just say even once would be fine. Like, just getting confidence, putting confidence in these girls who've never been in the playoffs. None of these starters been in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? One win could have changed everything. Even if we would have won this game, I'm pretty sure we would have won the series because they not beating us in our building. Y'all seen what happened last time when Caitlin Clark had a DJ like this, right? Okay, now y'all seeing that prediction right there, okay? That was on September 26th, last month, about 2 weeks ago. This announcement was yesterday.
Finally, before we get to your questions, we have some news to announce.
Let me have my camera.
Starting next year with the 2025 WNBA season, the WNBA Finals presented by YouTube TV will be a best-of-7 format, replacing the current best-of-5 format. The Finals will take on a 2-2-1-1-1 structure in which the team with the higher seed will host games 1, 2, 5, and 7, and its opponents will host games 3, 4, and 6. This will give our fans a championship series format that they are accustomed to seeing in other sports.
Now listen, okay, I don't know. I don't, like, if how many things we done spoke about done happen, like Lexi start, like we done spoke some things into existence, from us getting Lexi to start, getting Temi to start when it was too late, this playoff format being granted in just 2 weeks, from us speaking about it. And I'm not trying to big us up, but the way y'all support this channel, one could say it's coincidence and others would say our voices are being heard. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks. The WNBA been going on for like 27 years, you know what I'm saying? 2 weeks from us, like, bringing this idea, putting it in the air, and it just be, like, let's move on, okay? So, things she didn't talk about. Round 1, where we got eliminated, it changed to a best of 3, like I mentioned in that clip. So, now it's a 1-1-1 split. So, now the first game would go to the highest seeded team. The second game In our situation, we would have played in Cambridge Fieldhouse, and the third team is to the highest seeded team, which would have meant we played the third game in Connecticut, just exactly how we stated it 2 weeks ago. Okay, now the semifinals changed too. Now it's a best of 5, but the format wasn't stated there either. You know what I'm saying? I think it was already best of 5, but the format wasn't stated though. So the finals will be a best of 7, as y'all seen. Okay, we can move on now, right? Yeah, we can move. We already know the regular season increased from 40 to 44 games. Like, it's changes happening. The C22 effect is very much real. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's talk about the Valkyrie draft real quick, okay? The Golden State Valkyries will only be able to choose one unprotected player from each team, meaning that there are 12 teams in the WNBA right now, right? Besides the Valkyrie. They will choose one player from each team, one unprotected player from each team, okay? They can. Each team in the WNBA can only protect a maximum of 6 players. Meaning, in our case, we can only protect 6 of our players from being selected. Now, I want y'all to comment which 6 players y'all would want protected before I get to naming my 6, okay? Let's talk about the X factors, because this plays into the 6. Now I know Kaylin was the star and face of this team, but this X factor is not just for players as a whole, but a specific talent that they bring to this league, specifically our team, okay? Kaylin's passing is second to none. We know that she will go down as the best playmaker of all time. Me personally, she already is, but until she passes everybody like an all-time assist and stuff, you know what they're gonna say. So personally, she the best to me, but she will go down as the best playmaker of all time. She already led the whole league in assists, and she holds the all-time most assists in a single game record with 19 assists, which is crazy. 19 dimes in a low-scoring league like the WNBA is insanity, you know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, I didn't even mention her scoring yet, which would be another X factor, considering she didn't even shoot the 3-ball as efficiently as we know Kaylin could shoot. We know this already, right? Part of that reason, though, is obviously Christy Saad not having a single clue of how to consistently put Kaylin on the receiving end of shooting sets, and not having Aaliyah hold the screens most of the time for Kaylin. It was too many ghost screens being set. We saw this past season. We done broke this down a million times of Aaliyah just setting a ghost screen and rolling or popping, you know what I'm saying? And Kaylin having to fend for herself. Anyways, Kelsey Mitchell's 3-point shooting is another X factor that we're going to need, and her backdoor layups. That's all we're going to need next year, to be honest. If she does the smart thing and resign with the Fever, she doesn't have to be a defensive menace, because if we get wing defenders like Satu Sabali, we'll survive with this kind of offensive firepower. Y'all know I keep mentioning Satu, and this won't be the last time I mention Satu in this reaction. Look, Aaliyah Boston is another X factor, okay? Like, next year, we need to see her holding more screens. Like, that's going to be an X factor. This team goes as far as Aaliyah screens, okay? Improving her shot, too, for the pick and pop. So when Kaylin attacks and the defenses collapse, she'll eat off those open looks all season long. You know what I'm saying? Lexi Hall. Yeah, I know how we feel about Lexi.
Oh, yeah. Lexi.
Okay. Lexi Hall, we need her to be exactly who she is, okay? Lexi, like who she was post-Olympic break specifically. A 3-and-D wing defender who could hold her own and create second chance opportunities for this team. Lexi don't have to change a single thing about her game. Bring exactly who she is or improve. You know what I'm saying? If you can improve, which is insane to say considering she was shooting nearly 70% from the 3-point line post-Olympic break. But if she could just improve that, yeah, it's self-explanatory, all right? Let's move on. Temi Fagbenle, okay? Temi's, her X factor is her speed and her defense, and how she could finish Kaylin's kick-ahead passes for easy layups. If Temi can make her mid-range shots at even a 45% clip, I'm fine with that. And Dantes has to drop some weight and add speed to her game, because being a drag on the floor is not ideal for playing with somebody like Kaylin. Like, she need to drop some weight and move a little faster. Even I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. Yusuf Nurkic dropped some weight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need people who's fast on their feet when you're playing a fast game. The game is speeding up and expanding more for the 3-point range-wise. Anyways, now that we got that out the way, if she could do that with the way she shoots the ball and plays defense, Dantes should carve out a role in the rotation easily next season, okay? Now let's move on to the new coach and who we want to see. And why we want this to be the coach. Now I done replied to a couple comments, so maybe some of y'all know what I'm about to say. But I want Lisa Bluter, okay? And don't mind the sirens. Y'all know how this city get. I want Lisa Bluter to coach the Indiana Fever, and I know it's not going to happen, okay? I know. Y'all don't even got to say I know it's not going to happen. But listen, if I'm Kelly, the new Fever president, I'm applying pressure to get Lisa over here for multiple reasons. Like, for starters, she has experience with Caitlyn. Let's just address the elephant in the room, right? She has experience with Caitlyn's up-tempo gameplay and could turn Lexi into a better Gabby Marshall, you know what I'm saying, pretty eyes, some of y'all know her as, and turn Temmie into a better Hannah Stokey. Now listen, she could turn Aaliyah into a better Monica. For those who's watching Iowa last year, I wasn't, but I went and did my homework, right? And Kelsey and Kaylin are going to be exactly who they've shown they can be. We don't need them, you know what I'm saying, changing anything. Only improve it. Kaylin is already familiar with Lisa too, so the relationship is there already. Lisa has been to a couple Fever games, and I wouldn't be surprised if she was watching the game from a coaching perspective rather than a fan's perspective, because like she may be asking herself, why did Christy Side run this specific play or lineup at this point in the game? I would have done it this way, like just in her head, you know. And this is all speculation, nothing confirmed, you know what I'm saying? But it's hard to turn off that coaching mode when watching basketball, especially when you're watching one of your former players play right now. Let's move on to the biggest expectation for next season, okay? Now, I'm expecting Kelsey Mitchell to re-sign with the Fever in free agency, which was February 1st last year in the free agency, for players to be eligible to start signing new contracts on February 1st. We'll see by December, though. You know why I say that? I say December because that's when the Valkyrie draft starts, and if the Fever don't protect Kelsey, like, it most likely means that that's where Kelsey is headed. I'm going to be honest. And she told the team beforehand, don't protect me. Kelsey, like early in the season, she looked like she wanted her own team. But after the Olympic break, she was playing mostly team basketball, which led to a lot of wins, you know what I'm saying, for us. So I don't know where Kelsey's head is at right now. But her best option is to play on the biggest stage alongside Caitlyn. And I would hate for Kelsey to catch the heat she would get for leaving. I'm going to be honest. You know what I'm saying? I done seen this happen a million times. Listen, another expectation is wing players. I really want Satu Sabali. I want her desperately. That girl is a real hooper. And Kaylin has that play style and attention that will make players want to play alongside her. Because what you get, like, what happens a lot, especially in the NBA, is certain superstars do not like sharing the ball, okay? And no one wants to play with people who are selfish. You can ask anybody in the league, they will tell you, especially role players, when they come, like, everybody wants to feed their family, everybody wants to create opportunity for themselves, and playing alongside a selfish star who's not going to get checked because they have that much power, nobody wants to come play with them, you know what I'm saying? Now listen, okay? Fortunately for us, that's not Kaylin. And players are drooling thinking about what their stats could be and how much they could get paid playing alongside someone like Kaylin who passes the ball, who creates opportunities for her teammates. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all you can ask for. I'm telling y'all, people are, like, you're going to be surprised at the players we are going to start drafting because they will start taking pay cuts just to come play alongside Kaylin. And the first person I want to see in a Fever uniform ASAP is Satu Sabali. Like, that's all my mind is focused on right now, is they have to make her a priority. She's a free agent. Make that happen. You know what I'm saying? Kelly, if you can hear us, make it happen. Listen, the last thing, okay, before we move on. Via C. Clark report on X, Caitlin Clark, matter of fact, let's put it on the screen. Okay, Caitlin Clark will be playing in Annika Sorenstam's, I'm sorry if I butchered her name, LGPA Pro-Am this November. As of right now, there are no plans for the event to be streamed. Hopefully, interest in the event can change that. I will tell y'all right now, if the event is being streamed, you best believe we're going to react to that. You know what I'm saying? Now that that's out the way, let's break down some Caitlin Clark footage, okay? This is something I want to see happen next year too, okay? Listen, Caitlin Clark on the island, we know what's happening here already, right? One-on-one, you cannot guard Caitlin one-on-one. You know why? Because she's just that good. She would dominate anybody who tries to guard her one-on-one. So those who say Caitlin Clark needs screens is foolish. No, that's just to open up her three-point opportunities, right? Now listen. Boom. Put her on her booty. Put her on her knees. You know what I'm saying? That's how Caitlin Clark will get when she's on the island. She's unguardable on that island. We all know this already. And this right here is what happens when you run plays for Caitlin Clark, okay? Coming off a pin down screen by Lexi. Lexi setting a pin down for Caitlin, right? A pin down is setting a screen so your teammate could get open, and most likely a screen is facing the baseline. Not only does she set a pin down, Aaliyah sets another pin down right here for Caitlin. Now, there's two screens that Natasha Heidemann has to get around, right? And Caitlin gets it over. Green.
C22.
There is literally no way to guard Kaylin, okay? Now look at... Oh, no. I think the same play, right? Yeah, the same play. Y'all already know that Kaylin is literally unguardable. Like, so next year, I want to see more screens being set for her. I want to see, like, that's what I just want offensive sets being set for her. You know what I'm saying? But listen, no. This is officially...
Welcome to FIFA Fridays.
First FIFA Friday in the books. Make sure if you enjoyed this episode, please like the video, smash that sub button. We're close to 9,000. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to see y'all in the next FIFA Friday. I love ya. Let's go.
C22.